Hello! Welcome to a video for the Advent calendar.
Hey.
We are doing 5 great and 5 garbage companions.
Ooh.
So basically, what me and Adam done, we don't know what each other's picks are, but basically what we've done is, we have written down our choices for 5 great and 5 garbage companions. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading them out. We're going to do 1 great, 1 garbage, 1 great, 1 garbage, like interchanging. If we snap, we will snap and discuss. It would be very awkward if we snapped 1 great and 1 garbage, because that would be hilarious. I think what we should do is we should. Oh no, it's alright. No, it's alright. I had this idea that we were just going to read out the names and not reveal if they were great or garbage, but we probably won't snap anyway, so it's unlikely.
It's worth a shot if we read out our first ones and then.
And then into but that only works. Yeah. That's 1 in a million chance.
Okay.
Let's not do it. Anyway. So
as you can see, we're very prepared for this.
Yes, very at the last minute. Anyway.
I didn't just write my list.
No. I didn't. I actually wrote it about a week ago. Anyway. Patreon.com/Genesis of Androzani if you'd like to support us.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you'd like to support us and upgrade our equipment and make our YouTube channel better, which is always good, and get more videos like this, because the whole reason why we are doing this Advent calendar is because of the positive response over the last 8 to 10 months, I think it's been, of this channel. The fact that you guys have been so great to us, so supportive and so appreciative of our content, making us feel like we're actually worth a damn.
And also the fact that you guys are all, you engage us, like you actually comment, like thoughtful and long and interesting comments. And even if we don't agree with each other's opinions, you engage in a conversation, and we really appreciate that, because we thought we'd probably get 1-2 viewers per video, despite the length of it. But we're getting, honestly, way more than we anticipated.
Yeah, I think the Dalek video has over 2,000 now.
Which is extraordinary.
Insane.
Yeah.
Because we're just a bunch of guys. And,
Two of us who love the show, and one of us who's
just recently discovered that they love the show.
Yeah.
So far, yep.
He may end up hating it. Who knows?
Yep. Anyway, without further ado. So, by the way, before we get into that, I'm just fucking around, aren't I? Basically, what I was going to say was this Advent calendar. Even though I should have announced this in the first one, but it was wibbly wobbly. Basically, this is sort of our Christmas present to you guys.
Thank you.
25 videos. Hopefully, they come out all on time. But 25 videos nonetheless are to celebrate Christmas with our subscribers. So, yes.
So, and it's our way of giving back, as a way of saying thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it.
And I'm hoping that this time next year we do another Advent calendar for 2019, and it's even bigger and better.
And more well planned.
Yeah, more well planned and more interesting. And I hope by then we've got more, like, better equipment, and we've got I've got this vision in my head of how far our content could go.
We have a lot of ideas, and there's a lot of potential. It just depends on a lot of factors, but we're on a good trajectory, and it's all because of you guys.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Anyway,
without further mucking around,
enjoy the video. Should we do a rock, paper, scissors to decide who starts?
Sure.
Okay.
It'll be exciting and dramatic.
Yes. Paper, scissors, rock. Paper, scissors, rock. Right. So I start.
Yes, you start.
Well, we'll start with the bad, right? Because eventually we want to end on a high, so we'll start with the bad, get the bad out the way. Of course. If you've watched our Worst of Classic Who videos, you'll know how I feel about this character. My first pick for a garbage companion is Tegan Javanka.
Yes.
Yes?
Not Snap.
You're not snapping?
But I'm agreeing.
Okay. So is she in sort of your dishonourable mentions?
Yes. She's a dishonourable mention. But she didn't quite make the cut for me.
I want to preface this with a couple of points. Tegan is very well developed, especially in episodes like Kinder and Snake Dance. I think she's a very well developed character. I also think Janet Fielding wasn't at first, but I think she developed into an alright actress. I think she has a certain level of charm to her, especially outside of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
However, Tegan fucking annoys me to no end.
Doctor.
She is the Doctor Who equivalent of nails down a blackboard. I don't think she's objectively a terrible character. I just think she's fucking annoying.
It's more of a personal thing. Like, I don't particularly like her, but I'm not as bothered by her as you. She's someone I'm just kind of bored by, as opposed to annoyed by.
You know the way you feel when Rose insults Sarah Jane in school reunion?
How dare she?
Yeah.
How dare she?
So, for me, Tegan is like that, but all the time, and worse. Yeah, it's not just her shouty Australian voice, it's just the fact that she's fucking whining all the time. And the fifth Doctor, who's just weak, just does not do anything about it. He's just like, oh well, that's Tegan. At least the fourth Doctor would just be like, oh.
And the sixth Doctor would just be like,
yeah, well, she got the fuck out of there before the sixth Doctor got there.
yeah.
She knew, she knew
she
it
could
was coming.
feel it coming.
Yep, she could feel the sixth Doctor coming out because she was like, oh, fifth Doctor, you got character in the Resurrection of the Daleks. I better get out of here because I can't control you anymore. Anyway, Tegan's a bitch. She's annoying as fuck. However, I did actually really like that video they did for the season 19 Blu-ray with Janet.
Oh, that was extraordinary. She's the air hostess.
That was the most likable Tegan ever was and probably ever will be. But
unless she comes back in series 11. What if she's the timeless child?
Fuck Tegan. Yeah, she gets on my list of 5 garbage for personal preference reasons, not necessarily objective. I just find her aggravating. Does that mean that you need to read out your first garbage one?
Yep. Mel.
Hold on. Let me just check my list. Because I can't remember. Honourable mention. Or dishonourable.
I was going to say, for very much similar reasons, nothing to Bonnie Langford, I believe is the actress's name. It's not her fault at all. It's purely just the way she was presented as this kind of whiny scream queen, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it just grates on me. Episodes I watch with her in, she just...
Think about the episode she is in. Terror of the Vervoids, The Ultimate Foe, Time in the Rani, Paradise Towers, Delta and the Bannerman, Dragonfire. Arguably the lowest point in the show's history by the general public. They say that is literally Doctor Who at its drizzling shits.
Well, they didn't see The Stranger. No. But,
they didn't see Helping.
No.
What?
Oh.
Because I actually think Paradise Towers is quite fun.
But yeah, and I think also The Ultimate Foe is really good considering. But yes, she just grates on me. There's not much more I can say.
She is a bad character
because there's not much to her beyond Scream Queen.
I think she'd probably be 6th or 7th for me. Yeah. Never liked Mel.
I know I've got controversial. She's probably the least controversial person on my list.
Yeah, I think the problem is she's just crap. Like she's not. It's nothing like horrible. It's just she's just J&T's expression of the 80s plastered on screen.
Yeah, it's...
And he's just like, she's a screamer, she's full of colour, let's do it!
Oh, man, yeah. Rest in peace, J&T.
And she's part of some of the weirdest moments, like feeding Colin Baker carrot juice. And just...
Carrot juice? I'm taking you to...
I've heard she's quite good in Big Finish, though. But then,
yes,
but then everyone...
This is not counting Big Finish because there would be no bad. There would be no bad.
That's because everyone except for David Tennant's extraordinary in Big Finish.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. There's not much to say about Mel other than she just... A lot of these are going to be very personal reasons for why we don't dislike and like these characters. But yeah, Mel for me.
As I said with Tegan.
Mel just...
Yeah, it's cringe.
Yeah.
Cringeworthy. Yeah. I think she's also a companion that's aged badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very much a product of the time. All right, would you like to do your first good one?
Yes. Yes.
Positivity. Woo!
Just having a look at this list, deciding which one to start with.
Yep.
I think I'll start with the obvious.
Yep.
The one that people already know I'm going to pick.
Yep.
Captain Jack Harkness. You're not snapping.
He was on the list, but then I had another thought, and I was like, nope, this person just knocks Jack off the list.
Ooh, okay. Well, again, this is kind of like not necessarily objective, but personal reasons. He's like the opposite of Tegan. Like, Captain Jack Harkness is my favourite companion of all of Doctor Who because I love his character. I don't think his character is necessarily written greater than some others. I just think I just love Captain Jack.
Oh, there is no question. John Barrowman is one of the most charismatic people I've ever seen in anything. He's extraordinary. The character is amazing. And in Torchwood, you haven't even seen all of Torchwood, and he's one of your favourite. No, he is your favourite, you said.
He is my favourite Doctor Who, like personal favourite Doctor Who companion of all time.
He's up there for me. He'd probably be my number 6.
And also, I'm not even counting Torchwood necessarily. Like, I am, but I'm not really. I'm literally basing that off.
But the fact that
the second half of Series 1 and like the Series 3 and 4 finales.
The fact that in one series he was popular enough to get his own spin-off show.
Yeah. Series 1's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love it. If you haven't seen, I mean, I'm sure you will have, but like, if you want to know how much I love Captain Jack, watch our reaction to Bad Wolf. Just
Jack Harkness.
That scene where he's with Trini and Susanna is just some of the most fun television ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Captain Jack's amazing.
Yes. Right? And Captain Jack's extraordinary, I agree. And the fact that he's just such an openly, like, the sexuality of the character as well is something that's really interesting. The fact that this family show introduced such a traditionally non-family element without making it seedy.
He made gay cool in 2005.
Yeah.
Which, like, 2005 is like the era of hey faggot, like.
Yeah, it's something where he was just the coolest character. He was just everyone would fall under his spell.
I really think it's just
and he was complex as well.
Yeah, I really think it's just the brilliance of Russell's writing and John Barrowman's charisma created this,
and his chemistry with everyone he's on screen with.
Yeah, I've like every second Captain Jack's on screen, I love him. Like he's
in the main show.
Yeah, in Doctor Who.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Is that your piece?
Yes.
All right. My good. The Brigadier.
Snap.
Hey!
Yeah, I think it's kind of inevitable. The Brigadier is just an incredible character.
He is the voice of reason in every Doctor he encounters.
Pretty much.
He's take no nonsense, incredibly funny at times, but also has some dramatic weight to him as well when need be. And he's Nicholas Courtney has just.
I know this is like, it's painful to say this because it's kind of, I don't want to insult people, but if I'm being honest, I like Brigadier more than some of the Doctors. To be honest.
I agree.
Yeah. Brigadier is amazing.
The fact that he lasted so and kept coming back without it seeming like, oh, here's bringing out the old guy. The fact that he still felt relevant in every story he was in, including Dimensions in fucking Time,
which is an EastEnders crossover.
The fact that he still felt like important and imposing a character. He was opposite the 6th Doctor, Colin Baker, and the Brigadier was the more imposing one of the two. The Brigadier just commanded respect through his everything, his intelligence, his charisma, and the beautiful performance, and the fact that he respected the Doctor, but boy, he was annoyed by him. He was the perfect, especially John Pertwee, the perfect sort of like straight man to John Pertwee's eccentricities.
Yeah. No one will ever be the Doctor's boss better than Brigadier. Like, he is the perfect boss for the Doctor.
And the fact, like at the end of Colony in Space, Doctor, you come back here right this instance. extraordinary. Brigadier, love him so much.
And I think
10 out of 10.
I honestly think he's one of the main reasons why you love the Pertwee era so much.
Oh yeah,
He's like one of the three.
pivotal.
It's like John Pertwee, Brigadier, and the Master. Like are like the three big reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Ah, so good.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Love the Brigadier.
Yeah.
Love him so much.
Yeah.
All right. My first encounter with the Brigadier was the Five Doctors.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
So, watch it, because that was one of when I first came to New
Nice
Zealand.
to see you again.
Yeah. Yes, he punches the Master in the face. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But the fact that the Brigadier, wonderful chaps, all of them. Oh man, I love the Five Doctors, because Five Doctors was the first classic Who DVD I ever rented and I didn't watch on a broadcast.
I found that for a lot of people that's the same. A lot of people because
Yeah.
it's attractive. Like
Yeah.
it's like the Five Doctors.
Yeah.
Even though it's really the Three Doctors, but
Yeah, but it's two of the best in Davison, and it's just Davison's great. I love Peter Davison, and when I met him, he's one of the nicest celebrities I've ever met. He's extraordinary.
yeah,
Super friendly and really, really good actor. But
yeah.
John
The
Pertwee-
writing for his era is boring.
Yeah, and also John Pertwee's my favorite Doctor, so it's hard to compete.
Have we said enough about Brigadier?
Well, you can never say enough, but I think we should move on.
Yeah, I think we'll tackle Brigadier more in reviews. But basically, two of my favourite Patrick Troughton stories have the Brigadier in it, and that's the only ones he appears in.
Yeah.
The Invasion
Yeah.
and the Web of Fear are like the Invasion's like second behind the War Games, and the Web of Fear's like fourth behind the War Games, Invasion, and Tomb of the Cybermen.
Yeah.
So-
Tomb of the Cybermen's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, Brigadier's awesome.
yeah. So like, the only thing that beats Brigadier in the Troughton era is the best Cybermen story and the best story for me anyway.
Yeah. It's pretty close there.
But is it my turn to
Yes.
read out my second garbage companion?
Your second garbage companion.
Oh,
Go
dear.
for it.
Oh dear. Right. Dodo Chaplain. This is a bit of a weird one, because
Mm.
she turns up at the end of the massacre and massacres the story.
Yeah.
Dodo is frustrating. because
Yes.
She represents when the Hartnell era lost its magic a bit.
Yeah.
Because
When it started to wane just a little bit.
just after Verity Lambert left, we at least got the Daleks' master plan.
Yeah.
And then the Massacre also I've grown to quite like as a story. It has flaws, but I like it as a story. But at the very end, and this is down to John Wiles, who's fucking useless producer. Jesus Christ, he was bad. Fucking 4 companions and 4 episodes. Woo! You have one of the darkest endings to any Doctor Who story ever. And Stephen Taylor says to the Doctor, I don't believe in you anymore, and leaves the TARDIS. And the Doctor is more depressed than he's ever been. And then fucking Dodo walks in and goes, hello! I'm young! And then Stephen's like, wait, you're the daughter of that person we met in this episode. And Doctor's like, well, we better go. It's a fucking annoys me so much because the Massacre is supposed to be this dark story and Dodo is tacked on at the end. Pain. And then she has one of the worst exits in the War Machines where she gets drugged up and we never hear from her again, and Hartnell's like, oh fuck it, we don't need her, we got Ben and Polly.
Sometimes I wish Hartnell was actually allowed to swear.
Yeah. Dodo is the most pointless one-dimensional piece of shit ever. I mean, I guess she's kind of fun in the Gunfighters, but that's because the Gunfighters is really silly. But fuck me, in the Ark she's painful. Actually no, she's actually alright in the Celestial Toymaker as well, because that's also fucking weird. But like in stories like Massacre at the end, which is just, and the Ark, which she's really annoying in, she's just like a fucking 5-year-old, and then I mean, I guess the Savage is just a boring story. Basically, she's pointless, and I'm fucking annoyed because she replaced Vicky, who's one of the best companions. So, fuck Dodo.
All right.
End of story.
Yes, well done, sir. All right.
Dodo is the on-screen representation of John Wiles ruining the Hartnell era.
Right. Because you just got fired up, I think I'm going to go for something that might fire some of our viewers up. I'm going to go... I don't think she's on your list either. I'm going to go with River Song.
No, she's not on my list.
Yeah. Her first episode is great, and I really like her final episode. I do not like a single episode River is in between.
Well, you like the episodes maybe, but not her in them.
Well, what episodes was she in?
Name is a doctor.
Is the exception. It's weird. On paper, everything about Name of the Doctor I should not like.
Impossible Astronaut.
I don't really like those episodes. I respect them for being creative, but they're not great episodes. But the thing is, River Song is indicative to me of a time when Doctor Who took a shift to something that I started enjoying less. Because Series 5 was still really solid, and I loved Amy and Rory, but the fact that she was their child, and just the fact that she had Gallifreyan DNA in her because she was conceived in the time vortex.
Yeah.
Her story that they revolved Series 6 around just did not work for me, and the way she was presented, the hello sweetie, I just really don't, the way when she's a professor in the Silence in the Library and the Forest of the Dead, those are great when she's a professor, and when she's at the end in The Husbands of River Song, her and Capaldi have extraordinary chemistry, but everything she does in the Matt Smith era, I never enjoyed her on screen. And Alex Kingston is an extraordinary actress who I adore. And I have not heard her in Big Finish. And again, this is not about the Big Finish thing. This is purely on TV. She just was indicative to me of something where I was just like, I'm just over this. Give me something I'm interested in, not River Song. Because River Song started as an interesting promise that never delivered and just continued. The more they delved into this River Song storyline, the worse it got. And
it's just because Stephen Moffat really tried to crowbar her into the show. And
she became the model of the Moffat
girl. Yeah.
Which later became detrimental to me in my enjoyment of a lot of episodes of Doctor Who, where she's a little bit flirty, but she's also quite smart, and she's got a heart underneath this callous exterior. They're all the fucking same. Yeah. And I don't want to get angry, because I know so many people love River, but especially in Series 6, River just got so under my skin.
Fuck Series 6.
She just got so under my skin, and she's one of my biggest problems with Angels Take Manhattan as well.
She definitely feels like she's sort of getting in the way of Amy and Rory's story.
Yeah. And I know she's important to Amy and Rory, but I don't like the fact that she is important to Amy and Rory.
Yeah.
It felt like they fired the gun on this story way too soon, and her character...
She always felt like the odd one out as well.
She never felt... It felt like, oh, this is the River show, as opposed to this is the team's show.
And I hate how they revolve the Series 6 finale around River Song. It's so dumb.
I hate when companions become the focal point.
And I hate...
Which we will definitely be bringing up later.
Yes. And also, I never believed that the Doctor would want to marry her.
No, I never bought her and Matt Smith's romantic chemistry. I bought her and Capaldi's romantic chemistry. Like, they were extraordinary on screen together. But Matt Smith and Alex Kingston...
It almost puts 10 and Rose in perspective, doesn't it? Because even if you don't like that, at least it's like not as shitly written as Matt Smith and River, right? Right? Think about it. Come on.
I really don't like that subplot.
I know you don't, but like put your personal vendetta against it aside and think like, as a story, at least it kind of makes sense, right? Doesn't it?
I suppose.
In comparison.
I suppose.
Oh dear.
I've
just dug a hole, haven't I?
Because you've just reminded me, like, I don't like when the Doctor is a romantic lead. I don't mind when people are romantically interested in him, but when he is a romantic lead, that is just something that I don't view the Doctor as. Like, I don't know, it just felt wrong. And River, I don't know, she just never clicked with me. And she was hugely popular as well, and I just never got it. And I don't mean to insult or upset anyone who loves River, because I'd love to hear what people have to say who actually do love her.
Yeah.
But I just don't.
This guy I know says River's his favourite companion, but the main reason why is because he likes her personality.
Right. Whereas because that became the archetype for Moffat and his...
Yeah.
Like Tasha Lem's the same, Missy in Series 8 is the same.
Clara in Series 7.
Clara is the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes Amy could even be like that.
Luckily, Amy had a bit more breathing room.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, that's my spiel.
I think Karen Gillan's very good at dodging Moffat's shit.
Karen Gillan's so good, yeah.
Yeah.
And so is Alex Kingston. I have so much respect and adoration for her.
I just think Moffat fucked up worse.
Yeah.
A lot worse with River than Amy.
Yeah.
But River's not on my list, unfortunately.
No. But it's just because very personally to me, that like Series 6 is when the show started to shift in a bad way for me.
Yeah.
And River was indicative of that.
Retroactively, I would agree.
Yeah. So River like represents something for me that I don't like. But I do get why people do like her. I do understand it completely. Alex Kingston's very charismatic.
Right. Do I go on to my second good companion?
Yep. Go for it.
Let me just...
Because you've done Jack and the Brigadier.
All right. So no, it'd be your second, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Your second because you stole mine, yeah.
Donna.
Hold on just a second. Because I do like Donna, but... No, I don't think she's on mine. I do think she's great, but...
Possibly the best chemistry with any Doctor, in my opinion. Except maybe Romana 2 and Tom Baker.
Yeah, but that's real life chemistry, though, isn't it?
But
I would say Tennant and Catherine Tate is the best chemistry.
They're just, like... Even in the Runaway Bride, where it's a little bit underdeveloped, obviously, because it's just a Christmas special and not a whole series. But as soon as they see each other in Prisoners of Time... I'm not prison... What the hell?
Partners in Crime.
It's been a long evening. My brain's all scattered. But...
Your brain's gone kablam.
But... as soon as they saw each other through the window, and I was so amused, and they weren't saying a word, I was like, I'm in.
Every second with them, from that moment until Jodie's End, where he wipes her memory, is gold.
And even in the dark stuff, they bounce off each other so well. Like in the Fires of Pompeii, like when it first starts being sassy, Dr. Time Lord, yes. Donna Human, no. Like, even though it's funny, like they bounced off each other with such serious rhythm. And it was just brilliant. Their chemistry was unparalleled, and I've yet to see a Doctor and a companion have just such ease with one another.
Yeah.
In terms of their performance, and it seems so real, without it seeming like there's this sexual tension. Like there's a few moments where she's like pretty boy and things like that, but it's not sexual tension.
It's tongue in cheek.
Yeah, it's just so entertaining. And Donna, I could watch any episode of Series 4, sit down for 45 minutes and be incredibly entertained.
She's the best part about the Doctor's daughter.
By far.
She's the best part, arguably. I mean, the Vashnarada is a great concept, but she's the best part of Forest of the Dead.
Yep.
She's the best part of Turn Left.
Yep.
Which is one of the best episodes ever.
And it's about her.
Yeah, it's about her.
She's someone I didn't mind making so important. I think the Metacrisis story is a little bit messy, but the thing is, she had earned my love and adoration by the point she became this genius.
Yeah.
That I was like, this is so entertaining. Seeing Donna just go, like I know that's a very hated moment, but because I was so in love with Donna, and so entertained, even though the stupid story happened.
Yeah.
really stupid story.
The reality bomb is destroyed by some dumb ginger.
It's just this temp from Chiswick. But I like that, the fact that, like,
but that is very
little people punching up.
That is very blue collar Russell T Davies, isn't it?
Like the little people doing extraordinary things as opposed to extraordinary people doing boring things.
We'll
Sorry,
get to that
my
later.
microphone's probably. But
yeah, Donna's fucking awesome.
Donna and the 10th Doctor, unparalleled chemistry, and I love it a bit.
Yeah.
Catherine Tate for the win.
I would agree. Donna is one of the best companions ever. Does that mean I go on to my next garbage? Yeah.
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 Because now we're 2 up.
Yeah. Alright, my third garbage companion. It's one that I haven't really seen any of at all, but I don't need to, because it's Chameleon. Chameleon was an idea that was trying to replicate the K9 success, but there were about 10,000 problems. Number one,
his design was terrible?
His design was terrible. Number two, he was supposed to work by remote control, but the guy who built him died and didn't tell anyone how to use him, so he's literally just a sack of shit. Thirdly, he doesn't have a charming little voice like K9. Fourthly, this era is not funny. It's the Davison era. It's fucking boring. Fifthly, Davison is not the kind of doctor that works with a robot companion. Like only Tom Baker and maybe David Tennant work with a robot companion.
Imagine Matt Smith and K9.
Oh, that'd be a bit cringy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And Chameleon is part of sort of like I haven't seen the story, but I've heard reviews. He's introduced in the King's Demons, which is one of the most pointless Doctor Who stories ever. I mean, and then they don't even show him again until his last story. Like, the show itself admits that Chameleon is shit. Basically, Chameleon is a dud and is a nothing companion and was a failure and just fucking... The only good part to Chameleon is the fact that it fits in with Davison's arc, that everyone's suffering around him.
Yep.
But that's it. He is a nothing character. And that just about sums up it. I can't really say anything else.
Cool. So what am I on my bad one next?
Yeah, I think it's your third bad one, right?
Speaking of robot companions, K9.
Really?
Yes.
I thought you liked K9.
I like K9 in School Reunion.
Ah, right. And
Journey's End.
Yep.
In every episode,
so like in Russell's era.
Every other time I've seen him, I've just not got it.
Like in the Williams era, right?
Yeah. He doesn't make me angry, but I just don't. I understand merchandising and making it like a. I don't know. He just always felt kind of patronizing to me. Like it's like this is for the kiddies, but even like I just.
I do agree. He's better in the Russell era.
When he's got that kind of awed nostalgia around him,
and
the way Russell sort of writes him as this broken, useless piece of junk.
And I think his dialogue's more charming in the Russell era.
We are in a car.
Yeah.
We are in a car. Yeah.
As opposed to like in the Williams era, like Invisible Enemy, which is obviously his first story. Where
he's an exposition machine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and the only reason why the scenes are funny is because he's next to Leela.
Yeah.
Leela is hilarious.
Leela's great. It's not K9 that's great. It's Leela.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's... I don't have much else to say. He's just so... I never got it. I think it's Tewin Thick said. There are two kinds of Doctor Who fans. Those who love K9 and those who hate him.
Oh. Well.
There's a third type that just doesn't care.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was thinking of our fellow YouTuber who likes the Williams era because he loves K9. So, yeah.
But he's wrong about pretty much everything. I'm kidding. If opinions are subjective, of course they are.
I mean, he hates human nature, the family of blood.
I know he does.
His least favourite episode of all time is Journey's End.
I know.
One of his favourite episodes is The Twin Dilemma.
Contrarian little shit. Alright.
He prefers the 5th Doctor over the 3rd Doctor, and the 9th, and the 10th.
It's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Do you want to do your next good one?
Yeah, I think it is my turn for the next good one, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting real messed up here. Okay. So, upon thinking about this list, I had a sort of short list going, and then when I got to the end of it, I read through it again, and then I looked through the list of companions on, I think it was Wikipedia, and I was like, hang on a second. How could I forget about Ian and Barbara?
They're my honourable mentions as well.
Yeah, because, like, I have no reason not to put them in this list. Like,
they are great.
Like
they set the standard.
Like, the whole reason why I love the Hartnell era is because of this big cast of companions on these adventures, and Ian and Barbara are the best version of that.
Yeah.
They make every story that they're in great.
William Russell's great, and he should come back.
Yeah.
Actually, no. If he was in Series 11, then he'd just... Then, I don't know, they'd make him eat chalk.
Right.
Be that exciting. Like,
yeah. He should have been in Series 8, though.
He should have been in Series 7.
Yeah, should have been the 50th. I mean, Jacqueline Hill's in Megalos, but that's on our worst list, so it's going to be sad when we get to that. Ian and Barbara are the eyes and ears of the viewer for the classic series when it begins. They are just amazing characters. Their story arc is great. I love the fact... I think they are one of the best romances that this show's ever had, because it's subtle. It's underplayed. You can tell it's there, but it's not forced on you. Like, it is this lovely relationship between two school teachers, and they are such charismatic figures.
Oh, yeah.
They make you want them to be your teachers.
For sure.
Ian is a fucking badass.
He's warm when the Doctor isn't.
Yeah.
And he's the adventurer when the Doctor physically can't be.
Yeah, because he is basically the preface to the Third Doctor, in a way. Like, he kicks ass in every story.
Ian's awesome. And so is Barbara. They're both, as a pair.
And Barbara, as a moral compass for the Doctor, does so much for his character that, I have to put them on this list, because they impacted the Doctor's character more than arguably anyone else, especially... anyway. Yeah, truthfully, I think Ian and Barbara had more of an impact on the Doctor's character. Like, him actually becoming the Doctor is because of Ian and Barbara. And I think that's amazing.
Yes.
I think Verity Lambert and Sidney Newman and all those people came up with amazing characters for the beginning of this show. And yeah, Ian and Barbara, awesome.
Yes. Hang on, I'm just doing a little tune.
I love how their exit scene has become a meme now. London 1965. Yeah. I have absolutely nothing negative to say about those two.
I don't have anything negative to say about them. They set the mold. But my next two companions one-upped it, in my opinion.
Okay. Is this a pairing?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm considering them a pairing.
Okay.
Jamie and Zoe.
Okay.
Because, you think of the second Doctor and, his best stuff.
Right. Half snap, because I got Jamie on my list.
Okay, yeah. I had it written as Jamie, but then I thought about it and I was like, but Zoe's pretty awesome too.
Yeah.
She's, they make a great...
Yeah.
For different reasons than Ian and Barbara, but those three are an extraordinary...
Yeah, and I think it worked alright with Victoria as well, but I think Zoe's
just much better.
She's a much better character. Victoria's good enough, but she's more of a traditional Doctor Who companion.
Yeah.
She's more of a screamer, whereas Zoe is actually a really interesting character.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. I'm lost for words. I love Jamie and Zoe so much.
Especially their chemistry with Patrick Troughton as well.
Oh, you can tell they all adored each other. Like, listen to interviews between...
The reason why... okay, this is kind of spoilers for the classic reviews, but the reason why we like the Dominators more than Warriors of the Deep is because of them.
Yes, those three people and their immense love and charisma and warmth and amusement, everything. Just they elevate most of the stories they were in were fucking fantastic.
Like Mind While Robert, Invasion, Seeds of Death, The War Games, The Wheel in Space, and that's about it. 'Cause everything else is on our worst.
Yeah, but
fuck the space pirates.
But everything except the space pirates, they lifted everything up, which was already extraordinary material on the whole.
And then when you put them in a situation when they're in a fucking amazing story like The Invasion or The War Games, you create some of the greatest Doctor Who of all time.
Some of the greatest television of all time.
Yeah.
They are extraordinary. And you can just tell they loved each other, and it just comes across on screen, and it's just... I cannot get enough of watching them. They're truly, truly, truly awesome.
Yeah, they're one of the best TARDIS teams, I think.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to your next bad one?
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah.
You've got one more bad one? I've got two more bad ones, I think.
See, the thing is, I've got two more bad ones.
I've got two more bad ones as well.
And I've got... Because now I've snapped on Jamie, I've got two more good ones. And how many do you have of each?
I've got two more good ones.
And how many bad ones?
Two more bad ones.
Okay, so we're back to
yeah.
So I'll go my next bad one.
Yeah.
Adric.
Snap!
Yeah. I mean...
Oh, and I can guarantee the next one is a snap as well.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Adric is basically just an annoying little boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just... You want him to just... let the Doctor do his thing.
Yeah, he's very much just... He's an anti-character, isn't he?
Yeah.
But if there's one thing I'll give him credit for, it's his death.
No, yeah. And it also ties into the whole Fifth Doctor. Everything sucks around him.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like Chameleon, but...
better.
Instead of just being a nothing character, he's an everything character, but everything is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Very... Yeah, it's
mouthy.
Like I've said, it's another one of J&T's mistakes.
Yeah.
I think it's just like I'm sure he's a lovely guy. I've heard that at like the conventions, like the releases that they've been doing with the Blu-rays, he's been an absolute great guy to hang around Matthew Waterhouse. But
apparently he also takes the piss out of Adric all the time.
Yeah, I know. He knows that the character's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And he gets real drunk at those Blu-ray releases, and it's fucking great. But he's just not a good actor.
He wasn't at the time, no.
At the time, he was just a child.
Yeah. Such a shame.
Yeah.
But it's also shit scripts that he was given.
Yeah. And like Adric doesn't work with either Tom Baker nor Peter Davison, so yeah.
Bad luck.
He's just a bad character. Like,
yeah.
How else can I put it? He's just bad.
Yeah, he's not good. The opposite of good, he's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, again, not much more to say. He's just bad.
Should we move on to my next good one, or do you want to say more about Adric?
Nah, I don't want to speak about Adric anymore.
Yeah, we'll get to it in the reviews.
Yep.
Fucking can't wait till we get to 4 to Doomsday. Hey. No, actually, I've only got one more good one, don't I? Because we snapped on Brigadier.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Okay.
I can do my good one, and then we'll get down to one good one each.
So you do your last good one.
Oh, no, second to last.
Yeah.
Miss Martha Jones.
I had a feeling that would be on your list. This is kind of like your personal sort of favorite thingy, isn't it? Like same how like, you know, Captain Jack and stuff is on my list. Although you have argued before about her character arc, so here we go.
Martha is the single most underrated companion in the history of this show. She not only has one of the most well-handled and subtle character and story arcs within her one season as the main companion, she has character growth and evolution, but the thing is, her starting point is not a bad point. She goes from a great place to an even more interesting place. She may even have become a worse person because of being with the Doctor. She becomes less accommodating and a bit more aggressive. But she was changed by the Doctor, and she's the best example of someone evolving with the Doctor. She meets David Tennant and fawns over him because have you seen David Tennant in the blue suit? You would too!
Yeah, he's in the blue suit in Smith & Jones, isn't he?
Yes! It's the introduction of the blue suit.
And he's just lost Rose, so he's literally just like, fuck, I need a woman right now.
and the thing is, he's just like, just one trip, and she's like, okay. And then they become friends because Gridlock. The moment the Doctor actually starts to properly respect Martha. He admired her before for her quick thinking and the fact that she was intelligent enough and brave enough to do what she did in the previous 2 episodes. But then Gridlock comes around and she sits herself down and says, talk to me.
And he does.
Very few companions.
And it's one of David Tennant's best moments as the Doctor.
And that beautiful Murray Gold sweeping music. And then...
Don't get me wrong. I love Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor, but that moment in Gridlock is where David Tennant becomes my Doctor.
Yeah.
It's absolutely outstanding.
Martha is the perfect antidote to Rose. Now, I don't dislike Rose as much as I let on, but I love Martha. She has empathy. She has intelligence. She always puts other people before herself. She is just as altruistic as the Doctor is, but she doesn't have the near amount as ability to be as giving, but in her own small way, always puts other people before herself. It's extraordinary. She's so compassionate, but she's also level-headed. But she's not some perfect angel. She makes mistakes. She gets upset. She cries. When she slaps the Doctor, or she slaps John Smith in Human Nature and Family of the Blood, and he snaps at her, she made mistakes. She cries because she can't figure it out. She's a human being. She's a very smart and capable human being, but she's an extraordinary one. And her theme is the best theme that of any of the companions had, and no one's going to prove me otherwise. Martha's theme is extraordinary. Series 3 is extraordinary. Every episode, regardless of the quality in there of the individual episodes, she was always phenomenal.
Her phone call to her mum in 42 is the best part of it.
Exactly, and her family unit, the fact that she's the center of that, and she realizes that.
Yeah.
And that beautiful speech she gives at the end about... Her speech at the end, which is about 3 fucking minutes long, discusses toxic relationships much better than Hellbent did in a fucking hour.
Yep.
This is me getting out. Perfect. And then when she comes back in the Sontaran stratagem, she is a changed and badass woman. And the fact that she's the one who's chosen to take the Osterhagen key is representative of what a brilliant and brave character she is. And the fact that she's willing to go that extra step to do what it takes. She's got that thing that so many companions lack. She's a badass, but doesn't gloat about it. Martha deserves more love.
I think she is essential to the 10th Doctor's character.
She's essential to New Who.
Doctor Who in general.
She is so underrated. And when we get to Series 3 with Jake, just wait for that Series 3 recap.
You better hope he likes her, Jesus Christ. You better hope he's not surface level like some people are and saying that she's Rose Point 2. Because some people think she is, but she's not.
She's the anti-Rose.
Pretty much. And I think this is one of the main reasons people don't like Last of the Time Lords is because they don't get Martha. because that entire episode revolves around her arc.
Yeah, which is why I love it.
Yeah.
Because it's actually a well-established one that's not heavy-handed.
Mm.
It actually, like, it is a little heavy-handed actually in the final episode, but it is earned. Because everything leading up to that, Tish, her sister, has a subplot in that series, and no one notices. No one notices. But Tish has a character arc in that, and so does her mum and her dad. The only one who doesn't is Leo. But at the center of all that is the best companion, Martha. Martha's so good, and I don't understand why she doesn't get more love. She's so good. Ah!
Our last pick
For bad.
for garbage companion, the
Yes.
one that is worse than all of the ones we've talked about so far,
Yes.
to a degree, because obviously Chameleon's useless, Adric's annoying, you know,
How about you combine both those elements?
useless and annoying.
Yeah. And then you take the element of
Okay.
River Song that I had, which was making the story
Well-
all about them.
Our last pick for garbage companion is some people's favourite, which, when you have a companion around for that long, it's going to happen, I guess. And she's quite attractive. Clara Oswald. The biggest abortion to come from the Moffat era. The biggest piece of fucking shit. The most disappointing thing to me is sometimes she's actually alright. And
I
it's
can think of about 5 episodes.
yeah. And the disappointing part of that is like we can see where this would be good.
But it's just the constant, look how good she is. It's all my issues with Rose, and then some, and then some more, and then some more for 3.5 years.
And you're only talking about like the worst of Rose, aren't you? Because there are actually
I
points-
like Rose.
yeah.
Contrary to what it may seem, I like Rose.
Overall,
Yes.
it's just some moments, particularly
The series 2.
Series
yeah.
2 in
Yeah,
Boomtown.
1 and 4 I love her in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Clara is shit for different reasons
Started-
in Series 7, 8, and 9, and 10. Somehow.
Started boring, got annoying, got infuriating, killed the show for me.
Yeah, I was going to go more in depth.
But
Basically, in Series 7, she is the story arc. So she really doesn't have any character because they were trying to keep her mystery. The Impossible Girl.
to just understand, at least I can't speak for Connor, but I was sick of things like these mystery boxes, right? Because we'd had the River Song thing. Who was she? How's the Doctor not going to die? How's this, that, and the other thing? And then Series 5, we had the Crack in the Wall, which admittedly was pretty good. Series 5 was really, really good. But I was sick of these mystery box stories where that's what was compelling the Doctor.
And also because Russell did them really good and Moffat didn't.
But those mystery boxes didn't revolve around the character.
No.
When Moffat started
Well, in moments, but not the whole series.
No. The reason Matt Smith sought out modern-day Clara is because he's like, she keeps showing up. I did not like that to begin with. This mystery box that they were giving me to be the thing of this series, I did not like. It's
Also, in Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS, he makes a comment about her that has a sexual innuendo. I'm pretty sure at the end of the episode, she leaves him, she's like, see you next time, and he's just like, well, her dress is a bit too tight.
I don't remember that at all.
This is a 1,000-year-old man curving on a young girl.
Imagine, like,
Basically, in Series 7, she had no character.
She didn't. But she was boring but inoffensive mainly, except like the fact that the series arc was kind of revolving around
There were
her.
a couple of episodes where she really got on my nerves, like Nightmare in Silver, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was just more like she was just a nothing character. Like there's this moment in Cold War that perfectly sums it up, where one of the side characters asks her, I can't remember what the question is, but they ask her a question about what does she like about something. Maybe it's music or colours or whatever the fuck it is. And her answer is basically stuff. Like, that's what she says. She's just like, oh, I like music-y music or something stupid like that. She has no personality, no character. The entire...
Because everyone I've met who likes her, they're like, oh, she's feisty. And I'm like, no. No. Don't tell me she has witty lines, because she does. I know that. And she has fun comebacks because Moffat's a witty guy.
Mm.
What is her personality? Who is she?
Mm.
We never found out.
I mean,
well, she was a school teacher.
She flew onto this world on a leaf?
She was a school teacher. Her parents met because of...
Oh, she wasn't a fucking school teacher until Day of the Doctor. She wasn't even a school teacher in Series 7. She was a nanny.
That's right.
They changed her job because they had to shoehorn in Coal Hill School.
Instead of having Bunny... I just...
Why couldn't they have had Clara pick up those dumb kids from school and have Ian Chesterton be like, oh, hey... Like, or something like that.
And you have Matt Smith go up, and like they could have like a knowing little moment where...
You know, I had this vision in my... It doesn't have to be like this, oh, it's Ian! Like, they literally... Matt Smith could be in, like, the teacher's staff room.
Yeah.
Clara walks in, and he's just having a chat with Ian.
Yeah.
Like, and they just... They met up on off-screen or something like that. And he's just like, oh, hey... and she's just like, Doctor, that's my boss! Like, just something like that. That'll be great. But no, that's not what we got. I mean, I like Dad the Doctor anyway. But Clara...
We did skip over one thing. Somehow, some way, with some ungodly sorcery, Moffat managed to make the resolution to that impossible girl story. Somehow, both the most infuriating thing I've ever seen, but I also liked it.
I think it's because it was John Hurt. That's why.
Because the ending had John Hurt and Matt Smith's really good Name of the Doctor. But it's not Clara. Why? It's in spite of Clara as opposed to because of Clara.
Yeah.
She
picks the first Doctor's TARDIS. And somehow I'm not angry at it. I should be!
But I am, but like the rest of the episode I enjoy, so I let that slide. But the thing is that bugs me is at that point Clara started becoming too important. Yeah. And it did not feel earned. Like, even if you think she's a fun, feisty companion, she's only been there for half a fucking season.
Yeah.
What, like 6-7 episodes?
Yeah. Another thing. Her personality in The Snowman...
is so much better.
It's so much better than what we got. I don't like her in Asylum of the Daleks, but she does have more personality in that than she does in...
Also, she has
Series 7
the worst catchphrase in the show.
Oh, run, you clever boy.
And remember me.
And that's just Series 7.
And that's just Series...
Just Series 7.
She started across these episodes as a nothing character who became way too important without it being earned or having any proper significance to the history of the show. And it just felt like Moffat going, ooh, this is brilliant, I'm so good.
In the 50th, she's the reason why the doctors don't kill the children. Because she cried. And then, in the Time of the Doctor, she's the reason why the Doctor doesn't die, because she cries to the Time Lords to give him more lives, which is just a mess.
Despite the...
And then we get Series 8, where she actually does get a character, but she's a bitch. She's a horrible, horrible cow.
She acts so entitled around the Doctor. She's like, no, blah, blah. She just treats him like whatever he says is invalid.
And then she gets a storyline with a romance with a fucking cardboard box, Danny Pink, and all she does is mock him for being a soldier, which is so disrespectful. Why the fuck do people like this character? Why? She's such a cow. Poor fucking Danny Pink. This depressed guy who had gone in the army and killed a boy. He has had some of the saddest shit happen to him. He's now depressed And what does this woman do? She mocks him for being a soldier. What a fucking cunt. What an absolute cow. That storyline invades one of them. Sorry for spitting.
That's alright.
Some of the concepts in Series 8, like in Listen, like in Flatline, like in Mummy on the Orange Express, I can see where these episodes would be classics, but they're not because of fucking Clara. They're shit because of Clara. It's so annoying that storyline gets in the way of Doctor Who. Fuck that. Fuck Stephen Moffat for making this character a pointless shithead. What do you have to say about that?
Series 8, she undermines the quality of the show.
In Death in Heaven, she is the Doctor in the titles!
And it's so unearned, and the character that they give us is so arrogant and unlikable, and then people try and use that as justification for the next series, which we've talked at length and ad nauseum about. It's just shocking.
Before that, we've got Last Christmas. She'd already had 50 different endings anyway. In Asylum of the Daleks, she died. In The Snowman, she died. In Bells of St. John, all these fucking episodes in Series 7, she just left. And then she died in Name of the Doctor. And then she left 5 times, I think. It's something ridiculous like that in Time of the Doctor. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then in Kill the Moon, she's just like, I don't like you anymore. I'm going to leave. Money on the Orange Express, she's back. And then she's like, no, I'm going to leave. Actually, no, I'm addicted to time travel. Oh, no, now I'm going to leave again. And then at the end of Death in Heaven, they hug. They have this actual moment of character development. And then she fucking comes back in the Christmas special and then leaves again and then doesn't leave. And then comes back in Series 9. Fuck! I'm going through Series 8 currently with friends, and every episode she leaves, and then they're like, good fucking riddance, go. And then she doesn't leave, and it's so infuriating. I get that there is a storyline that she's addicted to traveling with the Doctor, but she's not a likable character. I don't need to watch her for 3 seasons. We open Series 9 in The Magician's Apprentice, not with the Doctor, with Clara and Missy and Unit, and they're fucking annoying. She's talking all about her and not anything to do with the show. It's just all about fucking her. Hollow, just ruins. Like, why does Clara's storyline have to be shoehorned in to a Dalek story about the Doctor and Davros? Why? Why the fuck did she need to be there in Series 9? She didn't. The Doctor should have been by himself. She's actually alright in Under the Lake, though.
She's great in Under the Lake.
I actually think she's pretty good in that one. Yeah. Just serves like, she's just basically a companion, right?
Yeah, but she's like a good and witty one. They have like the cue cards and it's fun and endearing.
I didn't expect this to happen. Yeah, we're still going on there. And then just anything that Stephen Moffat writes her in post, like in the Capaldi era, she's just so hard to watch.
The only time she's not is when she's dead and heaven sent.
In The Girl Who Died, she is, again, like, at her worst. And the Doctor's at his worst in that one, too. That one is appalling, like, the way Moffat re-edited that episode. He wrote them just so badly. Yeah, in The Girl Who Died, she's making sassy insults. Again, like, this one character trait she has of being sarcastic is just repeated over and over and over and over and over again. And just, it's like she has to have her own story where she's also the Doctor, and it pisses me the fuck off.
That story could be done if it felt earned by having the character actually have a defined and interesting personality by the point you start giving her that importance. But it wasn't, and then suddenly they kept getting her more and more and more importance, and her personality wasn't likable or endearing or interesting enough to catch up. She was just bland, cocky character, and it would not stop. It was relentless. Every time she was on screen, I struggled to watch the show because I was like, I'm not watching Doctor Who, let's watch Clara, because Stephen Moffat seemed to think he created the perfect companion when he'd created the opposite. For me, everything I don't like about a companion, which is arrogant, self-centered, pretending they care when really they don't, and the times that they do care in the script, it comes across as so forced because everything else we've established about them shows that they are arrogant and self-centered. Everything I don't like about a companion.
Inconsistency as well.
Inconsistency. And
in the Zygon 2-parter, she's better as Bonnie than she is as Clara.
that's because she's just natural heel heat, man. It's
Yeah.
just...
And then, in Face the Raven, Sarah Dollard, the fucking genius she is, actually made me like Clara after all this bullshit. Somehow, in 45 minutes, I went from absolutely fucking hating this character to actually feeling very sad about her dying. It is unbelievable what that woman managed to write and what Jenna and Peter Capaldi managed to act in that episode. And in Heaven Sent, it's just amazing, like, this transformation that this character went through so quickly from being the most annoying twat to this had suddenly, out of nowhere, become this great story. Just like, the Doctor grieving over Clara because of Face the Raven, I can get invested in Heaven Sent because they've actually fixed her character. They've actually made her feel like it's earned that the fact that the Doctor is grieving her death, because just they actually did something with her. And then what did we get?
Oh, I don't remember. It's been blocked from my memory. I stopped watching the show after that because Heaven Sent was like perfect. So I was like, oh, I never need to watch TV ever again. So I stopped. I don't even know why I'm on this podcast because nothing could ever top that.
The irony,
It's not like they would do something that's like in the same level of quality but in the opposite direction.
the irony is, in Hellbent, Clara's dialogue actually points out what is wrong with the episode. And it blows my mind because Moffat wrote that episode thinking that what he was writing was the story, but then somehow managed to write again. Is he fucking trolling? Is he
I think he may have been just taking the piss.
How the fuck do you do that?
And then, after all that, with Hellbent and the Doctor forgetting Clara, run, you clever boy, and remember me. Oh, I'm so clever, I'm gonna make him forget her.
Entire arc was pointless.
But then, twice upon a fucking time, the Doctor just remembers her. So that was pointless as well. But without fixing any of the problems that came with it.
Oh. See, on the surface, she is this sort of sarcastic, witty character. But when you really look at it, Clara Oswald as a character is a wrecking ball of shit.
The end. Well, it won't be. We're going to be talking about her again, but for this video, pin in that conversation. The end.
Sometimes when you complain about Rose, I'm like, just remember, at least she's not Clara.
Oh no, I have that very much in my mind. But my complaints about Rose are valid.
I think there's actually been a lot of people that have had Rose put in perspective because of Clara.
All right, now my final.
No, it's my one first, I think. It's my, because obviously we snapped, so
I suppose.
So it's my final good one and then your final good one.
But it's okay. But it's probably going to be the same one.
What is it? Wilfred Mott?
No, it's not actually.
No, it's not. Okay, I was expecting that. Okay.
He's very up there as well. He's like in my top 10.
Yeah. Wilfred. I'm so burnt out after talking about Clara. Wilfred, in a way, is kind of the opposite of Clara. He stayed around for one series, which was just enough for his arc. exactly what he appeared exactly the amount of time he needed to appear.
Mm-hmm.
When he appeared, he was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is Bernard Cribbins just a lovable man, but his writing, similar to Martha Jones in a way, is integral and important to the 10th Doctor's character. And he is one of the main reasons why I defend the End of Time as a regeneration story, because even though the 10th Doctor is very selfish and very vain and very against what the character's all about, I think Wilfred in that story is the perfect bumper for that character. He adds so much to Doctor Who, in my opinion. And not only that, he's just a lovable guy. Like, he is the... I love that scene in Journey's End where he shoots that Dalek with a paintball gun. Like, he's just the cutest thing.
And then Rose blows up the Dalek and he says, "Want to swap?"
Yeah. I mean, like, we've been going on about how charming Graham is, like, in this series, because he's like a shining light. Wilfred is that times 1,000.
Times a million.
Times a million. He is the most lovable... Like, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say they don't like Wilfred.
No.
He's the most lovable
He's
character.
everyone's grandfather.
Yeah. He's unbelievable, and I can only just wish that we had characters like him now, because he is just outstanding.
Alright. You ready for my number one?
Was this your good character?
My final good character.
I think I know who it is, but I'll let you say it.
One Sarah Jane Smith.
I thought so.
I mean, what can I say? She's Sarah Jane Smith.
She was very, very, very close.
The only companion to star in a spin-off of both the classic series and the new series.
Yep.
That says something.
Yep. She is number one on the DWM
Good.
companion rankings.
She's extraordinary. She's the perfect companion.
Yeah.
With every Doctor she was with.
Yeah.
She just had an ease of chemistry.
Yeah.
She's one of my highlights of the 5 Doctors with all those other elements.
Yeah.
She's so integral.
And she starred alongside some of the most popular Doctors as well.
John Pertwee, Tom Baker, David Tennant. She had the brief little clips I've seen of her and Matt Smith. She plays off him wonderfully as well.
To me, all due respect to Jodie, but to me, Sarah Jane's the Doctor more than the 13th Doctor.
She is. She has that heart, that intelligence, that bravado, that slight little bit of stupidity that makes them go over the edge into doing dangerous things. That little perfect mixture of what makes them a well-rounded but lovable and endearing and wonderful companion. And her relationship with Harry and Tom Baker is just a joy to watch.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth Sladen, just the sweetest, most charming, wonderful performer.
Yeah.
Every time she's on screen, she's just... she's matching everyone. Not matching in kookiness and zaniness, but matching in screen presence in a different, more naturalistic way. Everyone she was on screen with, she was almost the sort of secret scene stealer through her just natural ease of charm and natural ability to be a damsel in distress at times without it coming across as lame. Her being, when she's in peril, it's believable that she's in genuine peril, and she's so likable that you don't want to see her in harm's way. But you could believe that if the Doctor wasn't able to help her, she would be able to help herself. Without it, again, without her coming across as arrogant. And the stories, other than her final classic story,
Hand of Fear.
Hand of Fear, there was never anything that particularly revolved specifically around her. She was a companion.
And might I say, the story she appears in is of very high quality.
Yes, Genesis of the Daleks and
Pyramids of Mars, Ark in
Space.
Space, Seeds of Doom, Brain of Morbius. Fucking hell, so many good stories. Time Warrior, Invasion of the Dinosaurs,
Journey's
Robot,
End.
Journey's End, School Reunion. Fucking hell. What just... She is the companion.
Yeah, she's the perfect companion. She's just extraordinary. And I want to end this video by saying, rest in peace, Elizabeth Sladen. You were an extraordinary influence on so many Doctor Who fans. And we all miss you.
If anyone thinks that Clara is better than Sarah Jane, tell us why. Because, yeah, I want to know why. I want to know why you think Clara is better than Sarah. Because I can't fucking understand why anyone could possibly think that. Anyway, well, I respect your opinion, but not really.
Sarah Jane. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Elizabeth Sladen.
And the whole reason why I trust the whole reason why I told Jake that we would be doing the Sarah Jane Adventures is because I trust her as a character to carry me through this, even if it's not something I enjoy.
Yeah.
She is that good.
Yeah, we may even be watching K9 and Company if we can get a hold of a copy.
I've actually got one.
Oh, fantastic.
Wow. What a video.
Woo, that was much longer than I expected.
Yes. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed that.
Or
and
if you didn't and have strongly disagreeing opinions to us, please, genuinely we want to know. We want to hear why.
yes, if you think Chameleon is some hidden gem, then
You know that's not what I was talking about.
give Dodo a chance. Yay! Where's the love for Turlo? Why isn't he on this list?
Where's the love for Grace? From the TV movie.
I think I'm talking about Grace from Woman Who Fell to Earth.
No, she was the only person in Series 11 who felt like a person.
What about Graham?
Yeah, but not to the same extent.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
We've run out of words.
Post your Great 5, Great 5 and Garbage 5, if you want. Yeah, I hope there'll be more videos, not exactly like this, but similar to this, where we will be going into sort of lists of top 10s and whatnot. And
We've got a
rankings.
particularly big one in mind.
Not going to tell you what that one is, but yeah, enjoy the rest of the Advent calendar, because so far, aside from some of the bland Series 11 reviews, I've enjoyed it.
Yay!
Anyway, see you later.